It has been 9 long years since the original Chivalry Medieval Warfare was released by Torn Banner Studios. It featured solid combat and a penchant for the ridiculous, which made it a fan favorite. With Chivalry 2, they have taken that same concept and applied a level of depth to the combat that feels incredible. Few games before have made me feel like such a badass as I blocked swings of multiple enemies and then quickly countered them with a devastating hit of my own, only to then be hit in the back of the head with a chicken, lose my balance, and quickly get chopped apart. Here is our review of the ridiculous and fun Chivalry 2. This is a primarily PvP-focused game. You have two warring factions going at it over a variety of map and game types. First up is Agatha, clad in blue, and then they're going against the Masons, clad in their blood red. Each side has 4 classes, whom then have 3 subclasses of their own. All but one subclass for each is locked as you start things out, and as you play each class and use each weapon, you'll level up everything independently. It's a smart leveling system that encourages trying out a variety of different setups, and things move fast enough that it never felt burdensome. My personal favorite has ended up being the Knight, who focuses on a high health pool due to his heavy armor and big, slow, powerful weaponry. There is an excellent tutorial that gets you through all the basics of how combat works. Right trigger is your sideways slash. Left bumper is an overhead chop. Right bumper is a forward thrust. Left trigger is how you block. The A button is for sidestepping in the 4 cardinal directions. B kicks your opponent to knock them off balance. X is for interactions. And Y is your special stamina draining heavy hit. Key to the true differentiator between each subclass, though, is the down button on the D-pad, which activates a timer-based special ability that varies per subclass. For instance, the first version of the Knight will blow on a trumpet to start healing any allies in range of him, while the second will plant a banner on the ground that sends out a constant healing pulse over a longer period, but that banner can be destroyed. Learning how all these systems play off one another is the heart of the game. Properly feinting an attack to find an opening on your opponent, or dragging your slash so that it hits everyone around you, is incredibly satisfying. The balance for archers is found in a limited ammo system, which forces them to either retreat to replenish their arrows, or forces them forward to fish them out from their fallen foes. The crux of each map is based around the fictitious battles between Agatha and the Masons, and each has a story to tell in the objective modes. I have found that it is reasonably well balanced, though a few matches ended up a bit heavy on human versus bots, with the human heavy team having a decided advantage. The bots are useful to fill things out and make them feel more large scale, but the AI rarely gets a kill, and matches tend to be anywhere between 5 and 25 minutes long, and outside of class changes, respawning is generally quite fast. Playing on a Series X as well, I rarely spent more than a few seconds loading into a match. The maps aren't huge, but they're pretty decent sized, and the quick loading is very appreciated. Performance-wise, the game appears to be running at a high resolution and a locked 60 frames per second. The models are solid. Texture work is generally of a high quality, and the promised ray tracing modes in a future update have me excited. The sound of the game is top-notch, though, as it leans heavily into a Monty Python-esque level of over-the-top war cries. Hideous howls of pain and meaty thwacks as you chop more limbs off than the Black Knight could ever dream of. The soundtrack plays things dead serious, which helps blend into the absurdity of it all. This is a game that is all about chopping heads off, picking them up, and throwing them at people, and the composer knew that this big orchestral music behind it all would only make things funnier. During the beta of the game, I had a few issues with servers and desync. Thankfully, I've had 0 issues outside of an hour or so around launch where matchmaking was having issues. The server performance in-match has been flawless for me, which is key in such a melee-intensive game. It never once felt like a swing or a block missed when it should have hit, but lag got in the way. The cosmetic system is tied into leveling, and you can use either in-game coins that you earn pretty quickly for every match, or a paid currency if you don't have the patience for that. It's a fair system, and after a few hours, I had already completely decked out one of my characters. Each side is its own cosmetic system though, so that is 8 different characters to customize and not just 4. The weapon variety is excellent, with dozens available in your main and secondary slots. There are few things as satisfying as unlocking the long axe with the knight and using its special Y ability to smash an enemy bowman so hard that you kill him in one freaking hit. In conclusion, I absolutely love this game. Torn Banner has nailed things with a mix of great gameplay, hilarious sounds, ridiculous weapon pickups, and an engaging leveling system. It is 99.9% meant to be played online against other people, as there is no campaign mode. For $40 at launch, there is more than enough content here to satisfy anyone interested in the premise. If the thought of chopping heads, picking them up, and running around with them as you scream like a maniac sounds good to you, then go seek help. That help, of course, being playing Chivalry 2. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, please tick that little bell so you know whenever we post. And we'll see you here next time on XboxEra.